Today I'm going to share with you how to develop an LSAT study plan to score 170 on the LSAT whenever you're taking it. For those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz. I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005, and I personally increased my own LSAT score from a 152 to a 175. I got a question here from a student saying, "Hey Steve, I've been studying on my own using free resources like Khan Academy and LSAT's Law Hub. Despite my efforts, I'm not making the progress I hoped for, and I'm overwhelmed by a lack of structure. My goal is to score 170, but without a disciplined plan, it feels impossible. I've decided to invest in professional tutoring. How can I develop an effective study plan that targets my weaknesses and maximizes my score improvement?" So you should know that Khan Academy has been shut down by LSAC. They have now taken some of that material and put it inside LSAC's Law Hub, and so now left with Law Hub, which contains practice tests and some drill sets as well, maybe some lessons here and there, but not a whole lot. And they're certainly not giving you structure. I recommend that anyone, especially a student aiming to score 170 or above, put together a personalized day-by-day study plan. And at LSAT Unplugged, we do this for all of our students. We lay out for you exactly what to do every single day from now through the test, whether you're taking it in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, or even 6 months or more. We map it out, all of it. Now, of course, there are a lot of LSAT practice tests. There are currently 58 of them in the new LSAT format without logic games, with a second score logical reasoning section instead. And if you want to score a 170, I would recommend that you work through the majority of them. But I wouldn't just want you to do them one by one, starting with 101, 102, 103, all the way up to 158. Instead, I would recommend you save some of them for drilling, some of them for timed sections, and some of them for full-length timed practice tests. So let's say you're taking the LSAT in 5-6 months from now, which is amazing to have that time frame. You could then work through all 58 of them pretty easily. You save the first 20 for drilling questions by type so that you better understand the proper perspective from which to view each question type, whether it's necessary assumption, inference, flaw, strengthen, weaken, and so on. Then you save the next 20 for doing individual sections to work on your pacing, and you save the final 20 or so for your full-length timed practice tests as test day approaches. So on a 6-month time frame, maybe you take your first 2 months for drilling, you take months 3 and 4 for pacing with individual sections, and you take months 5 and 6 for doing full-length timed practice tests. The idea being that if you do 20 exams in a timed sitting, test day itself will feel like just another run-through. Now, this is, of course, a lot of work. I'm not saying it isn't, but scoring a 170 puts you in the top 3-4% of all test takers. Point being, if you want to score higher than the vast majority of students, you've got to study differently from the vast majority of students. There are a lot of folks out there who were also relying just on Khan Academy and just on Law Hub, and they didn't have that plan of attack, and so they're putting themselves at a disadvantage relative to those who can invest in professional tutoring. Now, in my view, if you're hiring a one-on-one tutor or a coach to help you with your studying, they shouldn't just explain LSAT questions to you the way a book would or a video would, because you could just Google a question and see some explanation on some forum that is general in nature. They also shouldn't leave it to you to be the one creating the study plan. In my view, if you're working with someone, they should not just be explaining the questions, but should also be helping you craft your LSAT study plan for you so that you'll always know what to work on in between the meetings. You can show up that much more prepared to get the full value out of the time with them that you're paying for. And so at LSAT Unplugged, like I said, we create personalized day-by-day plans for all of our students. And so that way, when you show up to a meeting, you already know exactly what you should have been working on. You're coming in prepared with the hardest LSAT questions you've recently encountered, along with any notes associated. And so that will form the agenda for the meeting. Now, you asked about a plan that targets your weaknesses. Thing is, if you're just starting out, you're probably weak in a lot of different areas, and that's okay. What we'll do is we'll lay out a plan up front for a brand new student to help them build a strong foundation. And so after you're maybe a couple weeks in and you have a better sense of what your weaknesses are, we can then make more adjustments to the study plan to account for what you've uncovered. And then as a result, we'll be able to help you devote a bit more time to the areas that truly need it. Again, links below to find out more and to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out in crafting your own LSAT study plan. And in the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.